Hey class, this is Jamie Castillo, and this is my video response for PE 551, Unit 4, the curriculum modules, teaching games for understanding video. So the prompt pretty much said to analyze the SHAPE content standards and which one does teaching games and understanding curriculum model best support that. So when I was reading through the standards, the ones that really got to me for like the teaching of the game one was standard 2 was like the main one in my opinion that like for the most part really stood out to me. Sorry, I'm putting my phone so I can read off of the phone too. So the standard 2 said from the website said physically literate individuals apply knowledge of the concept, principles, strategies, and tactics related to movement and performance. The reason why I think that it primarily went to standard 2 was, according to the text, it said that you're working on the tactic, you're working on like the different like motor skill movements. So for swimming, I'll use swimming. If you're teaching a child how to swim, you're going to teach them how to like move their arms, or like freestyle. They're moving their arms, they're putting it all together. Now we're looking at an older child, and now they're competing. And they're learning. Well, swimming's not a game; it is a sport. They're understanding like when they have to go faster, when they need to flip turn, those little things. If you're looking at water polo, they're learning the games like you can only throw the ball with one hand. You can't touch the ball with two hands unless you're the goalie. You can't push off the floor. You obviously can't drown anyone, and the different like smaller rules like how to swim and the different plays you're gonna do. Understanding the time zone, how the time works off in the shot clocks and stuff like that. How many players are inside the pool during a water polo game. And I feel like standard 2 really addresses that. You're knowing knowledge, concept, principle, strategies, and tactics. So when I was reading the text, a lot of it again was on tactics, teaching them how to dribble, like it was saying dribble for basketball, target sports, for bowling, maybe archery if they're doing some type of archery sport. They're looking to hit a target. They said another one, which was a field one, I believe, like for volleyball, like they're hitting a ball and it has to go over the net. Different ones like that. So they're understanding like how the game is played. The other standard that I thought kind of was close to it, but wasn't like the best one that it supported, was standard 1, going back a little bit. The standard said the physically literate individual demonstrates competency of a variety of motor skills and movement patterns. While learning the game doesn't 100% address that standard, it's a little bit more advanced than that. I feel like this does kind of play a part in it because you are teaching the different motor school like movements and skills. Yeah, maybe they've already learned it, but you're kind of readdressing it. So for water polo, there is a thing called dribbling the ball. So you want to take the ball from one side of the court to the other. You want to put the ball in front of your face when you're swimming. You don't want to have to push it with your hands every time you're going. You want to swim and have the ball kind of just like float in front of your face. You don't want to, or you can pop it with your arm, but again, that's not really sufficient either. So for standard 1, they already know how to dribble, they already know how to swim with a ball, but for standard 2, maybe they're now swimming with the ball, but then they're transferring it to their hand. And now they're transferring it to their hand and they're throwing it. So they're putting all of that movement concept together. They're still relying on standard 1, but they're really heavily diving into standard 2. I looked into the other ones, and a lot of the other standards were more about like health-wise, the level of health and understanding the need for physical activity, some social behavior. When I was reading chapter 12, I didn't really see any type of need for social behavior. I mean, of course, that is generally implied that you're not going to go have bad sportsmanship and like attack your teammates or the opposite player, but it was more towards standard 2. So that is my video response. I look forward to hearing everybody else's responses. Have a great day.